you think that the new rank 4 Ignister is any good? It's like a ding protection. I don't remember
I
the
haven't
other
read it
effect.
yet. What does it do?
Okay, give me a sec. I have it saved. I sent it.
I think the new
No one went
Gizmo
up
card is
before.
really good. I just don't see why you would use it going first.
As an extender, you can just summon it under a wolf,
But like,
trigger
it's not
wolf.
doing anything.
I agree. I mean, unless I want to be sick and draw two, I can make VFD.
I mean, then your dick's just bigger than mine. But
So the Ignister one is Light Dragon at Ignister. It's a rank 4 Light Cybers, 2 level 4s. If a monster monsters you control be destroyed by card effect, attach a material from the card instead. You can use each of the following effects once per turn. Detach one material from the card. Destroy face-up monsters your opponent controls up to the number of at Ignister monsters you control. So it's usually like a pop 1. And then when another Cybers you control inflicts battle damage, you can special summon one Link monster from your grave.
eh,
So it's nothing good for turn 1. It's only good like turn 2 and after.
I don't know. Like, the detach effect is kind of useless because you have Phalanx.
Agreed.
And then everything else, like, you wouldn't make it turn 1.
Nope.
And then if you're already burning 2 monsters, you might as well just go for Warlord or something. I mean, it could come up.
Yeah.
But the problem with it, like, let's pretend you get to it at turn 2 or turn 3 and you summon that monster and you use the pop and you attack and summon another Link, whatever. Like, odds are they're still going to have a follow-up, so you would rather just make Bagushka and hope they can't out it.
Yeah. Or make a Boral Sword and kill them.
Or that. Like, I don't think it's a bad card. I just don't think it's...
It's
I don't think it's
optimal.
worth running. It's certainly not optimal to me. I could be wrong.
Welcome to the podcast, everyone.
What up, guys?
I don't even know how the last podcast started because it's been so long, but if you listen to the last podcast and you listen to this one and you listen to the first one, thanks so much. I know you
Happy
probably
New
liked the
Year,
video.
listeners.
Oh, yes. Happy New Year. Happy Banlist. Sad Banlist for some of us.
Great band.
Yeah. Otherwise, I don't have a particular list of topics because the person I wanted specifically on to talk about hero things was Drew. But we can talk about the meta. Cody,
No,
we
I
already.
got things to ask you, Dorian.
Oh,
I
me?
have a
Okay.
question for you.
All right,
in
sure.
particular. You too, Cody, but specifically for you, Dorian.
All right.
You played Draco for a dang long time.
Dang long.
Dang long
Dang long.
time.
Rip dang long.
And you can no longer play that deck. Which means
Yo,
you were
that's a lie.
forced
That
to,
deck is
one...
playable.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I'm literally just going to kick you from this call.
Shut up.
Deck's playable.
You played Draco for a long time. You can no longer play Draco without your soul being broken. So you have to do 2 things. 1, you have to pick a new deck, and 2, you have to learn a new deck. What was that like? I feel like that was not fun.
So, what I did this format, for those who know me and for those who don't, for the last 2 years, basically since Link came out and Draco became not the best deck, I started playing Draco. So I played Draco with Masterpiece and all that nonsense, and I played Draco for a very long time, up until literally the weekend of the ban list, where...
Can I have my
Except
Ultimate
for-
Desires back? Or Dualities back? Too?
Yeah, I'm not playing them right now.
Except for a brief stint with Thunder Dragon.
Except for a brief stint with Thunder Dragon and Thunder Combo last year at Nationals. That was a fun time. The dangers were the only thing to really pique my interest, so I switched decks for a little while, and then it was Colossus. Colossus was my boy, but then they did me
Colossus.
wrong all in the same list. They did me wrong in all the same list. So what I did, and this is my take on trying to find a new deck, was to assess the meta, consider cost, because as much as I liked heroes, I wasn't going to spend $600 to try and play that deck. Magician Souls had just come out, and no one had really known how well it was going to do. We can see now that it's doing fairly well and doing really good for Spiral decks, but Luna, but not really good like everywhere. So I don't think it'll be like meta breaking. But what I did was I just tried every other deck that was as close to, like, I just basically looked at decks that were as close to the Draco playstyle, and I just like moved down the list. So my first deck that I tried, this is actually really funny too, because what I did recently, it was like a week worth of locals. I went to 3 different locals and I played 3 different decks. I played What did I play first? I played Altergeist
Geist.
first. I played
Same here.
Altergeist first. I played Geist for a while online. I know the cards because they've been around a lot longer, and Cody played it for a while, so like I'm kind of used to what they do. I just didn't really like the deck. Like I like the deck. I think it's good. I think it's top tier meta right now. I just don't think I want to play that deck. I'm just sick and tired of flipping trap cards. Sick of it. And then I was like, maybe it's not the trap cards. Maybe it's just the monsters. Maybe it's just weird. They're all weird looking alien spellcaster things. So I thought, oh, Guru seems really funny because the long story about me red rebooting a guy 3 times was that he was playing Guru. Now you can't get red rebooted 3 times, so it'd be a good time to play Guru. Played Guru for a bit. I'm probably just stupid. If I tried really hard, I could figure it out. But like the whole like when the trap is flipped up, the monster is a quick effect, and knowing when you can activate certain things, and the whole flip mechanic is very like way out of my mind. Like it's so far removed. At one point, I was literally flipping the trap multiple times in a turn, and no one called me on it. That's how disgustingly stupid I was playing that deck.
Oh boy, buddy.
Yeah, because this is the meme, and I'm okay with being stupid on this. I just didn't understand, and no one corrected me. I guess everyone was fine with it. That when it sets itself, it
It's
literally
still set
means
that turn. It cannot
it's
be
like
activated.
it's a fresh set, even though it's on their
Yeah.
turn. So
Yeah.
like I was activating it once per turn, and not like waiting. Like I was activating it multiple times a turn, and not once per turn. I was only activating it once per effect, but not in the same chain. And that was how I explained it, and people were just okay with that. So that's what was happening. I was flipping up Guru, adding him, flipping him back down, flipping it up for the battle thing at the same turn. It was stupid. Then I switched. I was basically still trying to find a deck that I liked, and I thought the Guru deck was really good. I just didn't think I was good enough to play it. And I had the experience of playing like Super Poly and Pot of Extravagance, and I was trying to figure out a deck that I like really liked. And those who don't know, when we got Salad, we were at a time in the team where it was like a limited amount of players. So when I bought a case of the Salad structure decks, it was 3 for Mark, 3 for me, 3 for Cody.
And 1 for Craig.
1 for Craig. No, it was 1 for.
Oh, opening. It's video.
It was just 1 for opening. Yeah, I think it was just 1 for opening. So.
What? Because you couldn't open one of the other 9.
No, it was just like there's nothing to do with it, right? So we kept 3 because like you needed 3 of the resources from every structure deck. So I never ended up playing Salad. Alyssa built Salad, and we played her like I taught her how to play Yu-Gi-Oh on Salamangreat. But a lot of the spare staples like the Imperms and the Phantasme and stuff, like we just ended up needing for other people. And then when Joe got out of the team and switched to a deck that he preferred, he chose Salad. So I was like, here, take the Salad deck. It's just not being used. Alyssa doesn't play regionals or major events or even minor events. We just play it for fun at home. So it seemed like a no-brainer. And I wasn't playing Salad. As much as I would love to play Salad right now, I just truly don't want to reinvest in the couple cards that I am missing, because honestly, all I would need to play Salad again is 3 Balinks, 3 Spinny, and like, how many of the counter trap are you playing?
I played 2.
Yeah, so I would need 2 of those, and that's it. Because those are the only things that haven't come out separately.
Debug?
Oh, I need to pick up debugs, but those are just like from a different structure deck. So
Yeah, but the set is $30 now.
yeah, so
Yeah, and the card is $10 alone.
Yeah. So then again, looking at costs, and I was like, okay, well, what do I have? I have Cyber Dragons, and I was like, I could really like an OTK. I would really, really like to play a deck that does well at OTK. I have all the Orcus stuff. Why don't I just play Orcus? But there wasn't enough stuff in the Orcus engine after the ban list where people were still retooling it, and I didn't pick up the scraps before the ban list, so now it's like this weird, like, the ban list raised a lot of prices on even small things, and I wasn't looking to invest unless I was committing to a deck. So I went through all my deck cores, everything that I had, and I ended up with Dangers. And I was like, oh, there's a deck that won a YCS. There's a deck that tops all the time. And ironically, at the same regional, Siobhan and I just talked about how we lost to this deck in round like 1 or 2. What deck was this? It was Grand Maju. And I was like, you know what? This deck seems like the funniest shit ever. I would love to play this deck. First, we tested this online, I think last week with the team, where I was playing Grand Maju Stun. And it was like flipping traps, banishing a bunch of shit, doing dumb shit, summoning border. And then I really didn't like that because it was just like degenerate. You hope that you open well enough that they can't play, and if they can't play, you can win.
Yeah, that deck was doo-doo.
Yeah, but like there are people that still play that deck. I'm not shitting on those people that play the deck. If you prefer it, that's fine. I'm just not a big like sit on my hands and watch you squirm kind of person. As much as people thought that Draco was that, I didn't use it that way. I didn't try to use it that way. Um, so I decided to play the Danger version, and I'm gonna shout out a guy right now who won the Niagara YCS last year that I'm actually closer friends with now. I forgot his name because it's something Spanish, and I don't want to get it wrong. I don't remember his name right now, but he's the last year winner of the YCS Niagara. I think his name's David. Uh, he won with a very similar list to mine that we've been discussing and working on, but he just had a kid, so he's like super out of the game right now. I'm sure he'll return to the game when he's free to become more of a fun, casual player. But fatherhood is important. But we have been working on this list, and I like this Danger Grenmaju list a lot. It's not the castle list where I'm banishing 10 cards a turn because you run out of cards very quickly. But in a format where going second is not the it wasn't bad a week ago. Now it seems really bad. But we'll see how the deck goes.
Solid. And how are you liking like learning the new interactions and stuff?
Um, I'm playing a deck again that doesn't use hand traps, so I'm not that worried. I'm used to playing without hand traps because of Demise and because of Draco. And that was my common like uncomfortability or discomfort with those other decks, like with Altergeist and Guru. It was like managing negates and really knowing to pick the interaction. But with this deck, I kind of just let them do whatever they want, and I just like try to break board. I think I explained this recently, and I'm a big like I problem solve. That's like what I do for a living, and by allowing my opponent to make whatever board they can, and I just like start my turn with my resources, I can just like problem solve my way out of it. So if it's like two set cards and a Salamangreat, then like that's just two traps and something else, right? So I have to open or I have to play in a way that gets rid of the board and kills them, and that's my problem. And usually I solve it. Depends. Sometimes you don't get lucky enough with the dangers, and I think that's the only part I don't like about the deck. It's the part that I hated about Danger Thunder combo was that
RNG?
yeah, the RNG is so sometimes not on your side. Like whatever gods you have to pray to not get hit sometimes or sniped is just is very unreal.
And
And
we
what
always sniped
always
back-to-back dangers while you were under Pakuska and then beat you in a four-man locals and won $20.
yes, like
Yeah,
just like
like
that,
yeah.
just like that. If I didn't get sniped,
But
that probably would have been fine.
are you going to change up the deck and include the hand traps based on how many decks are basically not quite being FTKs, but are so make these first turn boards that are so unbreakable unless you draw one of three super polys that they're just going to make it unplayable for you. Like where
So
you have to be able to stop them from making their board before, like specifically like Caliuga or VFD or anything that where like you're not winning.
yeah, so that's a great question because I just changed the deck to put in Nibiru main deck. I wasn't playing it main because it's kind of a brick if you open it at 3. So I started playing it at 2. We'll probably get a deck profile after Montreal, but I started playing it at 2 because of that exact thing. Because once Spiral makes their end board, and I'm not playing evenly because I want to kill you in battle, it became this weird game of like, well, they're definitely gonna get Nibiru'd. They're definitely gonna try and make Appaloosa. They definitely can come back after they get Nibiru'd. So how do I break their board, right? And I can't target with Twin. I can't target with Bigfoot. Like there's so much more that I can't do.
And
I can
then if you can't bait out the sleeper, then you're just going to sleep with your Grand Module. And
they yeah. I summoned Grandmaster twice with 20 cards banished, and he still sleepered it. He sleepered it the first time and then found another way to pop it the second time. So it's harder to play against. I will consider siding, I think, some hand traps. I won't main deck them because like I'm not that worried against any other deck. And like blind out of the gate, like sometimes people aren't prepared. I mean, a lot of people aren't prepared for main deck Nibiru, so they play greedy, as we just learned with Drew, right? A game out, they'll play greedy because they don't assume that Nibiru is in the main. They'll Nibiru them, and maybe they won't play around getting Nibiru'd. Whereas some people who now it's the game two, you would assume that they're playing Nibiru, so the first thing they're going to do is try and make an Appaloosa. And I mean, I've played around other things before. Like my deck, I don't know how many people have seen different lists for Genmashu, but like the fun stuff has always been super poly, but it's been like main decking Cyber Dragons for Mega Fleeting, you know, immediately, right? People don't assume that. That gets rid of Appaloosa. And Appaloosa, like for a lot of people, it's like that can negate 4 cards in my hand. I don't get to summon a danger if you just negate it.
So
Right?
what the
So
fuck,
like
Dorian? Are you playing the new Gizmic?
no, but I want to. That's
I
why I
was gonna say,
mentioned
like, that card is
yeah.
good.
Yeah, it steals. So like it's the same thing, right? But it's not a level 8. So like the awkward part is like yes, it gets summoned and equips a monster, so I guess you take something that you couldn't hit from before. That's what I was originally citing crackdowns for, right? Because when they know you're playing Granmaju, if the format wasn't so built around I go first and I win no matter what, they would make me go first, and then you play cards like Danger Zone, TCBO, Crackdown, and you just like disrupt and steal. And so on my turn, there's nothing left, right? On my turn, I just kill you. So a lot of games, I mean, the ironic part is Boral Sword's in my extra deck, but I like never make him. I just kill you with like Super Poly or 3 monsters, and it's like more than enough at all times. I'm surprised that it took me this long to believe in Orochi because Orochi is such a good fucking card.
Shoutouts to me for having a set of Orochis.
Yeah, exactly that. Like I didn't even pick them up because I didn't think it was worth it, and as low as they were at like 10s, 15s, right? Like they
Yeah,
were going for
I think they're still 30s now, aren't they?
yeah.
Or more,
So
35s.
so yeah,
I remember when you were when that deck first came out, you're like, oh, I kind of want to play that deck. And I think you were playing Combo Thunder at the time. And then we're like, Gizmek's a good card. And then it topped. And you're like, Gizmek's now $30 or $45.
yeah, I was gonna pick up Gizmex at Niagara. That was the meme. I was like, it had come out, and I was playing Thunder, and I still had BLS, so I had like these expensive cards that I was like, nah, my deck's pretty expensive, and Colossus still exists, and I got ultis. I finished off like all my ultis at Nationals, so I was like mostly committed to Thunder. But then when I flipped my BLS, I was like, maybe I could use that money and invest in another card. And then as soon as David had won the YCS, they went up because he's like, this is the best card ever. Don't play this deck without it. It's like a disgusting card. And like that's it. That just sealed the deal on that card. It's been like above 20 since then.
I mean, yeah, I was like, I got them at 20s, and I just checked right now. It's listing at about 30,
Yeah.
roughly. So it's like it's still like almost $100 for a set.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah. But I mean, it's been fun, like learning the deck, learning interactions, dealing with people. Because like I guess in the sense because I'm playing a going second OTK, that's not Cyber Dragons. It like how do I explain this? I have to just watch everyone do everything they can do, right? And a lot of times when I'm playing competitively, I'm bluffing, right? So like I'm paying attention really hard, reading cards and like doing things that I wouldn't normally do as a player that doesn't really care. And like I don't truly care enough. I just have to see like what has protection, what can't be targeted. Like as soon as I see my hand, I know what I'm doing. It really just depends on what they end on. And sometimes you get surprised, right? If you side in imperms game 2 and you imperm the right target after seeing them go off the first time, they just sit on the one monster and they don't know that you're going to kill them. And so that one's always fun. But yeah.
When I was playing Super Rogue shit back in the day, i.e. Volcanics, and I would go to regionals, I would have a notebook and I would write down, if you have one interruption, what do you hit against every deck? And then I went to the regionals and lost game 1 in time to Vendreads and then never played the deck again. That's how that went.
Yeah. I mean, that's okay. Unfortunate too.
I took Pure Crusadia after it had just come out. Like, just came out. Like, I was taking Pure Crusadia to a regional. Like, I was meeting kaijus, and I cited, like, the artifact engine. It was terrible. I'm pretty sure I went X5 in, like, 8 rounds. And, like, you know how, like, there are different regionals that, like Toronto regionals is, like, not your average regional because like it's very competitive with Toronto and some of the world's best players are from Toronto. It was
Yeah.
like a London regional. It was like not a highly. I mean, like I should say it was up there because like I saw a lot of Toronto players still just drive to London, but like it's not the hardest of regionals out there. I should not have gone X5. And you know what? I probably wouldn't have if I played like an actual deck. But what's the fun in that?
Yo, you play like every new deck when it comes out, man.
Not always.
You played Math Max, didn't you?
I played Mathix for Loocals.
Cody's a
So
dreamer.
You
Cody
played
is
Marine
Cody is the
Sets?
classic dreamer.
I did play Marincess for a local, yeah.
Cody
You
picks up
played
every deck
Guru?
archetype set that comes out, hoping that it will be broken. Cody has this like internal bet on the deck that comes out, and he picks it up and like tries to make it as best as he can competitive.
Time Thief is pretty good, to be fair.
Yeah, you say that. Yeah, you said that about Weather Painters too. Remember?
Yeah, and I'm sorry, what did Sebastian lose to? Shout out to Sebastian.
Sebastian, shouts out to Sebastian who lost the Weather Painter round
Oh, no.
what? Wasn't it round what?
At Toronto Regionals, he lost to Weather Painters in round 6 or 7.
Okay. I'm sorry, Sebastian. Yeah. So
And hey, I also hopped on that salad train hella early. I had
Yeah,
proxy print off and
yes.
proxy cards for salad because I knew that was going to be good.
Originally, before we picked up all that salad stuff, it was specifically because Cody had sussed it out in the OCG, knew exactly when it was coming, was ready. He was like practicing combos and shit. Had sent me we'd found all the English versions, and I had a friend print out all the proxies, and I'd cut them and put them in the cards and stuff. And I basically built him like a test deck so he could practice physically with it.
And I
It
did
was
the same
nuts.
with Spiral before Helix came out. And actually, I took Spirals before Double Helix came out to a Montreal regional where it was just Sleeper Turbo. Back when I didn't know Sleeper could target itself under Last Resort, so I kept popping my own field spell.
Hey, at least you just made two firewalls touching each other.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
dude,
got to
yeah,
bring
but
Craig on one
back
time.
in Spiral format, and you just make two firewalls touching each other and a Sleeper and pass.
That story is so ironic too, because that's when Borreload came out as well, and it was like the most expensive card at the time at like $50 or some shit like that. And
I think Evenly was more expensive. Evenly was like 90.
Sounds
yeah, but it was still like fresh Borreload, right? So we didn't own any of the cards at the time, and that story, like, I tell the story better than Craig does. But the fact is, I borrowed those cards from Sam to give to just for me to play, but I knew I wasn't gonna learn that combo in time, and I had so much faith in Craig learning that combo. And it's so stupidly ironic that all he does is brag about how he didn't learn the combo and just made two firewalls touching, which is exactly what I probably would have done.
And he came third at the regional?
He got third. He got third.
Yeah, because
I think that was the event Dylan got first.
yeah, because
No, Jesse won that one.
Jesse won that one?
No, I think Dylan got first.
I thought the meme was that Craig played Jesse, and if he acted at the right time, he would have just won. Or maybe that was Dylan.
Maybe okay. So maybe I have no idea. Maybe Dylan came second and Jesse came first. But Dylan was definitely there.
Yeah, because Craig came third, and the whole point is because he was a sack and kept top decking evenly because it was a week before Trigate was supposed to come out. Everyone's losing minds. They go, oh, when Trigate comes out, this deck is going to be even more busted because now you're going to have an negate for evenly. But then the Banlist came out and obviously destroyed the deck because Gofu was at 3.
Yeah. There's a funny video in the vault somewhere. There's videos like way back when. I can tell the story because that's what the podcast is for. There was once a bet between Gabe and Nico that
Oh my god!
they played.
Exactly what you're talking about?
Oh,
Yeah,
yes,
I
I'm
was.
finding the picture so I can send it to you. I
So-
saw it on my phone.
So the picture, which will reveal who lost, it was a friendly bet between Nico and Gabe during like pendulum format, and they wanted to play Spiral versus Spiral. With I think it was with Double Helix. So basically, what the deck is now without Magician Soul, and one Master Plan, and basically they played. Oh no, they played full power. They played full power for the meme because they wanted to play full power. And so the match that we recorded that was the worst quality ever. I'll play a little clip of it right now to prove to you why it was the worst quality ever. Was solely because, as you could have told, was people were hitting the desk, constantly yelling. Sosa was only making racist, disgusting comments in the
Sounds
background.
right.
No one could have made this more of a premium game, and I couldn't commentate it because everyone kept hitting the desk and shaking the camera footage. But it was hype because this was where I believe I can't remember who exactly. Someone got. I think it was Gabe. Gabe got even lead back to back to back. Like Gabe built a board, Nico even lead him, built a board, and then won. And then it was Gabe got even lead two times in the same game because he didn't make a full board in case he got even lead, but he still got even lead. And then Nico even lead him again. And so lo and behold, my friend Gabe and eventually ended up losing and having to wear this beautiful dress to the Toronto Regional, which I'll
That was
post
bright
here at
pink.
some point.
I
Bright
just
pink.
sent it to you.
He looked like Princess Peach, but like
He also topped that
Princessa
regional.
Peach.
Yes, he did top that regional. That was fun
With-
too.
I think that was the last regional with Masterpiece.
Yes, that was sad face.
Was that was Goki regional when Goki was the best? Because I remember that Goki was still around because I lost to Metal Folk Cosmo Draco because a guy would make
Yeah,
like
there's that Asian guy.
Masterpiece or a Calc or whatever,
Mhm.
and like one of the big ships.
Yeah,
And I'm like, that's
couldn't do
disgusting.
anything to the board. Yeah,
Yeah,
I lost him too.
yeah. And
um,
the only thing he lost to was like um, sphere mode.
mhm. Yeah. So speaking on Spiral for the meta, still common thing that Spirals lose to is evenly matched.
So I thought you were gonna say draw. Actually, not anymore though. They just make try get and negate it.
I mean,
No, they haven't been making Trigate a lot. A lot of the
Really?
players are going towards. Well, because here's the thing: you can either go for some crazy Trigate board that, like, I think if you just get crowed on the quick fix, you just stop your turn.
yeah,
But they usually make Appaloosa before that, to be fair.
I mean, fair, but I think I'm actually not sure about that. Anyway,
Well,
so
it
you
depends
either do
because
that. It depends on the hand. Either
yeah,
you do that and make some crazy unbreakable board that's unbreakable 100% of the time, or you play Extrav in your deck.
yes, I have
Um,
seen that version.
and that ends. I was watching Cody Angelo live stream earlier today, and he was making Appaloosa Sleeper Dweller.
That's still pretty good.
Um, and I mean, you just have three cards that say draw two.
Mhm.
And then your extra deck is you just play two of everything and three Appaloosa and three Helix.
yeah,
Yeah, and because like I mean, 9 Spirals top PPG out of 16 decks, right? But they're all three of them are there was like three of the extravagance ones, three.
Three pure,
Well,
three scrap.
yeah, and the scrap one's actually really hot because I faced it at locals, or he didn't play Souls because he didn't want to spend $300. Fair enough, but a scrap recycler is a one card curious, which I never knew because Golem is an Earth Rock, it's an Earth Machine for recycler, and an Earth Dragon for Wyvern. So they just make curious,
Solid.
mm.
and so you do the whole scrap engine, and as long as you have any way of getting basically whatever you need, either a master plan or a trap in deck, you can just send the other one off the curious. And then as soon as you summon master plan, they're basically forcing your opponent to Nibiru you in a really awkward spot because if they don't, your next card you're going to make is Appaloosa, and then that's it.
I don't know how good that deck is, to be honest. Like, I played it at the regional that Thalia was still allowed.
Yeah,
That last Toronto regional. And the guy had souls. And he opened nutty both games, and I just had two hand traps, and it was enough.
yeah,
Yeah,
and that's the thing. Cause like I faced a spiral deck where he drew souls, but no, like he breaks super hard. Cause like he and I was playing True King Dinos. So the first turn he like opened souls, and I think I had one interruption, and he ended on like a souls and like two sets, and then I just like um I don't remember if I think I opened like double cosmic or something, and then just like it's the True King Dino, so I just OTK'd him because UCT is a card. But yeah, he just breaks both times, and it's like it makes it more consistent, but it's still bricky. Like if you I imperm the soul, so I imperm the souls on summon, so he couldn't discard any of the spells and traps in his hand to get any grave effects or draw,
yeah,
which
absolutely.
is unfortunate.
And it's a
Wait,
starter, right? So like, how do you not just like dummy it?
Yeah, he's like, cool, you don't master plan, but if you can get nothing engraved to summon the master plan out, like it doesn't matter. Like that's why that card's so busted because it dumps your master plan for you. It sends your traps and spells that activate in grave to the grave to draw more cards. Like the card is so good, but if you don't let it do that, it's not as good anymore.
hold up a sec. You were playing Dino before the list. Then the list happens, and you switch to Salad. Why?
Um, I was so I play tested the new list and the new so for me I was playing like the really standard Shuking Dino list of 41 cards because you play ALO. So the really easy thing was you drop two diagram to 39 and then you add a Lithosagem to 40. Super standard. You keep everything else. You only play one Pank anyway. But my thing was that I was testing a lot and I only found about a 60% success rate of finding a way to making VFD turn one through obviously and that's just through nothing. That's just like shuffle your deck, shuffle your deck, draw. And so I'm like, this is really like it still makes the nutty things. Like you can still do rank 4 IP VFD ripping one like with trishing them and with Lithosagemming them. Like that's insane. Like you rip three cards from their extra deck, rip one from their hand, IP VFD rank 4.
Yeah, that's just
like,
GG.
Yeah, but like that's like the ultimate board, right? It's just like I found about a 60% success rate of seeing any way to make a VFD turn one. Now I see more people playing Lost World, and I get where they're coming from with it, but it's just like it's still not as much, and like I can still go play it, but and also for the fact that Dorian's using the extravagances and they're his, and I don't have access to them anymore, so that's part of it.
Yeah, this was Cody was testing at the same time I was testing, so like we were bouncing cards back and forth. Now I'm pretty much set on my deck, so like
yeah, and it's there's not enough time for me to practice between now and Montreal a new deck or a deck that like because I could easily because like I played Luna's actually at the last Montreal regional, so I could easily play any Luna based deck. That's no problem. I know basically all the combos in the deck. I just don't feel like I have enough time to practice it to a place where I'm comfortable enough that I would or a place that I would like enough to like play it at a regional.
That's fair.
So I'll go with Old Faithful, Skystarker, Trickstar.
I want to hear you guys' opinions on no material.
I thought about it.
Right now?
Yeah. Because I've been considering it in secret for a very long time. Specifically as a sided card. But now that I consider it more and more, especially in the format that we're in, trapping the one monster on the field and preventing it from being used for anything. The only problem with it is that it can't be used even for a super poly target, so you have to hit something that's not so specific, but specific enough that it's like a starter card.
The only thing is that I would say yes in your deck because you can just kill them, but it's really weird because it's like if you're to go at the top, even say 6 decks, 5 decks, what do you like? What is the card that you're going to hit that they're going to make 90% of the time?
Well, if it's combo, like you just like they can't like whatever material, they can't use they can't rank up.
Yeah, I get that.
Right? So there's that. Let's say you wait, like let's say that's like hard, like you just wait, you let them do the whole thing and you hit the one that they can't rank up. Let's say like for dinos it's a little tough because I played against somebody playing dinos and he did a really good job at like playing around stupid shit. But like for salad, you
Also,
just hit like the
balance.
Balinks.
UCT can pop any monster, so just destroy the target.
Yeah. I mean like you just hit the Balinks, right? And keep the zone. Or you hit the Jag, and as soon as it summons to the zone, it's locked there, and then you can't do anything with it. And it blocks 2 zones because it can't be remade.
Yeah, but like they can play.
I feel like you just hit the first Bailings.
Yeah.
No, because like if they dump the Jag, they can do all kinds of shenanigans with the Jag, right?
Yeah, but they could just never summon to the Wolf Zone.
Yeah, see, because like, if you hit the Jaguar, then like I can like if I have like a will, I can just make like a wolf in the other link zone, and then
it stops Salaman Great's best combo, Bail Pass. You have to play it.
So ignoring salad, right? The only thing
I think it's actually good against salad.
No, I don't disagree. It is good against salad, but like assuming that I don't run into a lot of salad. Today I got freaking destroyed by Subterror.
Where'd you go to locals today?
No, just on DB. Just on DB.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like today I got destroyed by Subterror. And because I mean, yeah, it's a good deck because they have a negate they can search and they also play hand traps, so it's just like double hand trapped. There's nothing you could do. And then they play Judgment. I got him to Judgment twice. I'm breaking his board, and he still killed me with only like 2,000 life, and I was like, dude, this is
Yeah.
nutty.
You know what's funny?
Um,
You know what I realized the one counter is in Solitude, no material? Circle.
yeah, you circle chain.
Don't kill me. But
You
you
use
can't
This is
do
the
it on the
monster
first
effect. It's
Phalanx.
the targets.
But you can't do it on the first Phalanx. It has to be relinked.
Does it? Is that what Circle
Yes.
says? I don't even know what
Yeah.
Circle says. I thought it was just a monster effect.
Oh, that's neat. Yeah, no, I'm just thinking of this into Spiral. Because today I tested, like, I practiced with a guy who was, like, letting me retry, just break his board over and over again. And, like, it's hard. Even just, like, leaving Sleeper up, right? Like, who the fuck made Sleeper and why is it quick effect?
The same people that brought you Red Reboot, Nibiru, there can be only
Firewall?
one. Firewall Dragon, Gumblar Dragon.
That's different.
Nightmare
Firewall is a
Golem.
clear. Firewall is a
Shockmaster.
clear overlooking, right? Like they just thought people who played Yu-Gi-Oh were
Shockmaster.
stupid, and then when the smart people came to Yu-Gi-Oh, they were like, "Wait, this card does what? It's not once per turn.
No, they
What?
couldn't assume we're that stupid. Like, Hoban came up with the wind-up loop. That definitely wasn't intended.
Dude,
They
they probably
couldn't have
thought
assumed we're that
they were like,
dumb.
"Wait, a Link 4? They're not making that many monsters, and then also making a Link 4, and then having one monster bounce back and forth. There's no way."
Also, the fact that I still will say that
That was the
Firewall
problem.
would not have been nearly as broken if it said 3+ monsters. Because it said 2+, which means you could have summoned Sorked into it.
I mean, you could have done a lot more into it. This is when Goblin still
You
existed.
could have just made it hard once per turn.
I mean, that too.
They could have just eroded it. This is the meme. The meme is that, like, why, after reprinting it, did they think, we'll just fix the card? Like, you're going to remake the card. Just fix the card. Just
You
fix the
can't
card.
Errata something a
But
month after it comes out.
No. This was like, Code of the Duelist printed it, and then they reprinted it in the Megatins, and then they banned it.
Well, yeah,
Right?
that's for profit purposes, obviously.
I mean, they did the same for Zoo. Zoo came on the Megaton, and then after Toronto YCS.
No, you're not wrong.
banned.
They did it with Thunder as well. People are overlooking that. The Thunder got fucked. They reprinted the entire Thunder
Well,
set, and Thunder
Engage.
was Zoo.
Same with Engage.
Did it come in the tin?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Well,
Ultra.
yeah. And the Dangers.
Oh, yeah.
They were like, Nessie, no, 1. It was like, wait, what? Wasn't it fight at 2?
And I mean, Harp Horror came out as a Super and an OTS. And they did this ulti everything but long Girsu.
That's different.
And,
They have, like, the Harp Horror could have been fine. Like, he's fine in the OCG.
That's good, yeah. But I mean, Girsu's coming. Girsu's a card, which is just going to be new, better horror. So
Is it called Girsu? I thought it was called Decode Sunglasses.
no, it's Mech Knight, Orcus Mech Knight Girsu, or Mech Knight Orcus Girsu. Because the rest are all Girsus, right? It's like long Girsu, Ding
Yeah,
Girsu.
it's Orcus Mech Knight Girsu.
Yeah.
Mech Knight
That was
Orcus
okay,
Girsu,
you
sorry.
two.
Mech Knight Orcus Girsu. In the OCG, it's a rare poop.
And
Well,
also,
that's a
I'm
fun
sorry,
one.
That Mech Knight combo where you rip their whole hand in extra deck is nutty.
Explain the combo.
It's as long as it's if you open up Girsu, any Mech Knight, and any spell or trap that you can set to make a column.
Uh-oh.
And Joe, have you seen this combo?
E-ban.
No.
So basically, it's like you summon Girsu, you use it to fact, get a token, you put
I
a
don't
token.
care.
in
What hand trap shuts it down? That's all I care about. All of them, hopefully?
Probably imperming that Girsu.
Probably.
Or if you play Typhoon on their field spell.
Don't kill me.
Because it's the field spell, because you have to banish 8, or Lancey, I guess, because they banish 8 Mech Knights with different names from hand or graveyard, and you send your opponent's entire hand and extra deck to the graveyard.
Like, why print that card? Why? Why print it?
Because I don't think they have 8 Mech Knights until now, or maybe they have, I guess they do. I guess they have like maybe 9 Mech Knights now.
It
So
doesn't
you have to
matter.
basically
Like,
play
why
every Mech
print
Knight.
stupid cards that have the like? There's no way that card ever gets used fairly.
Because they're forcing you to play Necrons, where you play 3 Toad and 3 Herald and 3 so that you can just get pop off.
Oh my god. Effect of Triple Herald?
Yeah, chain link 1 through 9.
It's Lightsworn, too.
But the actual
It's not the Mech Knight card that does that, though. It's like this weird...
It's a Mech Knight field spell.
Yeah,
It's
but
World Legacy Scars or something. or whatever the Mekk-Knight field spell is. That thing does it, which is
All
searchable
Mekk-Knight
because of
monsters on the
Morningstar.
field gain. Yeah, it's scars. Hold on, let me look this up.
Yeah, it's scars, isn't it?
Scars. World Legacy
Yeah,
scars. Good thing I have
yeah.
3 of these.
So I have 2 ultras.
Yeah.
Once per turn, you can discard 1 Mekk-Knight monster. There you go, or 1 World Legacy card. Draw. Oh, sorry. You can bench 8 Mekk-Knight monsters with different names from your graveyard and or face up from your field. Send your opponent's entire hand actually back to the graveyard. I guess you could ogre it.
At the time they must have been like same thing with Firewall. They're like, this will take too much work. This is a super win condition, and it'd be so funny when some kid does it to his friend, but it'll like never happen. Lo and behold, this video that I'm currently playing on the podcast screen right now just demonstrated it in like superb fashion using light scorns, and the grass is greener.
Oh, that's bad. But like it's like
yes, that grass looks greener. What a card that was.
Yes.
I remember that deck, the Infernoid Zoo deck. Holy shit.
Also, sorry, there's 11 Mekk-Knight cards. I think 12 actually with Avram. Because I forgot, it's Mekk-Knight Crusadia Avramax is a card. So you can make Avramax and banish it.
So I did consider, Joe, back to your original question. I did consider playing, and this is something I've like kind of kept to myself. I considered playing, and I just lost what the deck was. I just forgot.
Mekk-Knight?
No, it wasn't Mekk-Knight.
Crusadia?
No. It wasn't
Avramax
stupid. It was.
Turbo?
Oh, it was Infernoids.
Oh.
Yeah, they sleep they sleep around a bit, but they find their way sometimes. And I really liked the deck because I've liked the mechanic, but I thought just like my brain was not going to be able to handle remembering what effect what card became what and like what effect it actually has, and I would just forget what my cards do.
That's fine.
So yeah, so I didn't play it.
So why? But like, so for those things, for things like where you don't remember, couldn't you just like turn like what I would do for like with 9 Nibiru? I turn my graveyard cards sideways to remember that these are the ones that are in Nibiru, so I can quickly add up by looking at the cards. I don't have to remember. Oh, it's this card, this card, this card.
What do you mean?
So you're facing your mat. Your cards go up and down. Like your cards face you and your opponent, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like the ones that are in the beard, I would turn sideways, so they're now horizontal.
I mean, you can't do that. You can't legally do that in the grave, but
I mean,
yeah,
people's decks are diagonal, but like or like you stick them out a little bit then, so that you can at least know. Like I saw someone who, when when you exceeds, they didn't put them straight under. They put the cards in an X. So like the 2 materials would be in an X and the X would be on top.
That's just fucking stupid. That's I'm. Cool. So what you're saying is I don't ever forget the Nibiru. Yeah, I don't know who did that, but I don't forget the Nibiru stuff. It's purely like, I don't know if you know the Infernoids, but like they become the effect of the monster sent to grave, but they also have their own effect still. And so when they become the monster that's in the grave, it also has that monster's effect.
Yeah, so it changes. They come like Anunku and Deviati and stuff.
Yeah, so if you have 3 different Infernoids on the field that have 3 different effects, plus 3 different monsters that you've either taken from the opponent or used for your own, now you have 6 different monster effects that aren't even there. Like, they're not visibly to you. And you can't do the fake thing where like you put it under the card or something like that. You have to legitimately remember, oh yeah, Deviati is this right now, but quick effect I can make him become one of the opponent's monsters for an effect. And it's like super spooky. So like the Infernoids themselves are like a niche archetype, and that's where I think they get their wins.
I mean, because, you know what? It would be good to invest because they're getting support.
I have the cards. Elijah, one of our friends outside of the game who picked Magic instead of Yu-Gi-Oh! For his game of choice, also plays a deck very similar to Infernoids. So when he started playing Yu-Gi-Oh!, he picked up Infernoids because of the mechanic. He actually really likes that. In Magic, there's a particular commander that does the same thing. It sends a card to grave from deck, and it becomes that card for the turn. And it's any dragon, basically. So it does exactly what Decatron does, I believe.
Yes, Decatron.
Let me just read Decatron.
Does it copy the level as well or something?
Yeah, if this card is normal or special, you can send 1 Infernoid monster from your deck to your graveyard, except Decatron. And if you do, increase the card level by the level sent to the monster. And if you do that, this card's name becomes that monster's, and replace the effect with that monster's original effects. So you send any Inferno to grave, and it increases the level. Decatron is also a tuner, and it's also a level 1. So like, talk about complicated cards, dude.
And also, it says increases the level, so it doesn't become. So it's always going to be that level +1.
Yeah, but it does
Right.
become
So
the monster's name and replace that monster's effects.
the only thing it doesn't do is attack, I believe.
Yeah, it doesn't change his attack and defense, so it's purely like an effect specific
Yeah.
one. Like an
But I'm
Unku
saying,
or
but like,
Deviati or whatever.
it's good to invest in the knowledge of the cards because you're getting good support, and I think Eternity Code.
Yeah. So like I haven't put it down yet as a thought. I'm still considering it. But like for now, the danger's got my back.
I have a question for both of you. How do you guys feel about buying sealed product, specifically core sets? And by buying, I mean either boxes or a case. Because the last couple have not been great. There have been good chase cards, but the sets themselves have not been stellar.
Well,
I
this
am the
is a
wrong person to ask.
so this is a good topic. Well, Joe, it'll be relevant. You'll be able to speak to it. It's relevant because we can speak to the current changes that Konami is offering or bringing to the European scene. Not yet to us. We don't know when it'll be here because they like to watch us spend all of our money. But if you haven't heard about the changes, you probably have. If you're listening to this podcast, you've heard the changes. The changes are that they're removing rares from the sets, increasing the total amount of
Hallelujah.
supers, ultras, and secrets in the boxes.
And
Um,
Starlights.
and Starlights are becoming more regular. Wait, does that mean they're going to be more Starlights in
There's
volume
going to be
or?
5. Well, they said there's going to be 5 Starlights instead of 4. No word on if the like rarity is going to be increased in terms of the amount, but the number of Starlights will be increased. But if they keep the same percentage of hitting one, that means your percentage of is less of hitting a specific one.
Yeah, okay.
It's same with secrets.
But why would it be 5? That means it's 2 secrets, 3 supers.
Well, that's
No.
well. They didn't give any breakdown, so it could be 2-2-1. It could be 3-1-1. Like
It
you
should be
don't know.
2-2-1. You're right. It probably is 2-2-1. 1 super, 2 ultras, 2 secrets because there's more ultras and there's more
Or
secrets.
they do 1 common, 1 super, 1
No,
ultra.
they
1
wouldn't do a
secret,
common.
like 2 secrets. I mean,
They wouldn't get rid of rare. They wouldn't get rid of rare and
they
print a
don't.
common. Fucking, they wouldn't
But
do it
they
in
did
common.
say that to counteract that, because now the percentage of you getting a certain secret is less because there's now more secrets. If you're still going to get 2 secrets in a box and it goes from 8 to 12 or whatever it is, or 8 to 10, your percentage is less of getting a specific secret. They did say they are stopping short printing in core sets.
So they claim they're stopping short printing in core sets, and what you said is they're increasing their secrets to 10. But it's the total secrets, not like what comes out of the box. So let's say a new archetype comes out and they get 4 secrets, and another archetype comes out in the same set, they'll also get 4 secrets. Sorry, they both get 5 secrets or something like that, right? That's essentially what they're doing. They're just increasing the amount of secrets that you would get based on the cards, not based on like what the cards actually do, but based on the divided numbers. If you get a case, which is still 12 boxes, in those boxes, the likelihood of you getting every set of secret is lesser because they're increasing the total number of variances. So, going back to your question, does that relate to, are you asking me before this rule change, or are you asking me now after this rule change?
Well, now it's the perfect time. So, like, with the last, so for example, I know that Dorian and I both went heavily into Dark Neostorm and to Dane. I bought 3 boxes. And Dorian at least bought 1 case, maybe 2. I'm not sure. That was the last core set that I bought heavily into, and in hindsight, it was a mistake. Like, yeah, I got like a bunch of the cards that I needed, but it was just a neg. And
you fucking nagged, dude. We all fucking nagged. Dark Neostorm was the first set out of all of the sets to not have chase. Like, people just like, it was supposed to be the set after. Was it the first set after? It was after Savage Strike.
Yeah, no, before.
No, it had come out. It had come out after Savage Strike.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because I think I only invested thinking it was going to be just as hot. And then we both couldn't spend money going back to get Savage Strike because we had invested in the new set.
Maybe, yeah. Either way.
Yeah.
Was
the OCG love of Cherubini did not resonate over here.
No, and the hottest card out of Dark Neostorm ended up being Dingirsu.
Yeah. Dingirsu or like no material. Mech Knight Avram. Sign It Mining. Like, even then, like, at Nats, I sold my freaking Sign It Minings for 20. Like, it was so dead of a card because Salad was such a, everyone plays it. Sign It Mining is like, whatever, it's not that great. And lo and behold, it won Worlds. And then here you are with a Salad deck now that's, like, worth a lot of money. You can't play Salad if you can't afford Sign It Mining, which is about to get reprinted. So, going back to your question.
Yeah, so with Bane being like one of the last hype sets, whether it fell or not, that's besides the point. You know, Rising Rampage was doo-doo. Chaos Impact was doo-doo. What's the new one from the Just Draw? Ignition Assault's going to be okay, but usually doo-doo because it's like what? I mean, the new archetype is fine.
But you guys haven't seen my freaking pack opening or my overview. The set is trash, bro.
Yeah. So
the set is trash.
Eternity Code, I think you can agree, is going to be a very good set. Like,
well,
the new Dino card, Gear Suit, the new Time to support, the new Madolche support. Like, there's going to be so many cards that are coming in that set. Like based because the packs are like because the previous sets have been so bad. Like, do you guys like did ever? I guess my question is like, did it stop you from buying sealed product? Did it change your opinion or how you buy things at all?
Oh, okay. So I'll speak to this. Joe, you guarantee can speak to this as soon as I say what I have to say. Both of you probably could.
Okay.
What we're learning about a Magician Souls is that people are just like oblivious to how supply and demand works. And if you don't fucking open the sealed product, you're not gonna get the card. Like, we now live in this world where like everyone's buying singles, but let me tell you, with the 8 other people I know that are buying Magician Souls, and there now being no stock of Legendary Duelists in Toronto, period. The distributors do not have any more product. The stores are not getting any more product as of this recording, January 27th. They are not getting more sealed boxes. Konami is not giving them any more. That means whatever is available is available. If you know 10 friends that have Magician Souls at sets of 3, there are 10 people or more that are not getting that card unless they sell them. So you have to open those boxes. You have to, especially for side sets like Magician Souls that I did. I had a bunch of credit and I was like, you know what? I'm going to open it. And if I get a Magician Souls, then I got one. I tried to flip it so I could buy more boxes. It didn't work out because no one wants to buy it because it's too expensive. So now we're in this weird sense where the price is going to go incredibly high. As we would speak about the hero cards, the price is incredibly high for the hero cards. No one wants to buy the set because they think it's incredibly hard to get, but they don't want to buy the card because the card is too expensive. But now everyone wants to play the deck and no one can play it because no one wants to spend money. And the people that did spend money aren't selling the cards because they're too expensive. Or they're the hero lovers that got it day one. Right? So like now you're in this like weird situation where you're just not included. There is literally no way for you to play a hero deck right now because unless those cards get reprinted, you or Joe are never ever gonna buy those cards. Like ever.
So Joe, as a person who doesn't typically buy sealed product,
and I've never bought a box in my life.
There you go. So does the new changes then make you want to buy sealed product?
No.
So
here's the thing.
That's different.
I want to buy sealed product so badly. Like, I was at Game Nation yesterday. I was looking at a box. I was like, it's $100. I want to open this so damn badly, and I just couldn't justify it because the truth of the matter is, it's souls or bust. Like, there's nothing. I don't even know a single other card in that set. I could not name another card. Is Apprentice Illusion Magician in that set? I don't know.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, but there are other cards.
I don't know any other card in that set. It's souls or bust, and I'm pretty sure that the pull rate on it is less than 50%.
I've now opened 2 boxes. I was a part of one opening that opened a Souls, and I opened my box and got a Souls. So it's a low sample rate, but
I'll do the math for you right now in my head. Souls is selling for what, about 150 CAD?
Magician Souls currently selling for 138 USD.
So like 160, 170.
182.
What the frig?
As of right now,
2 boxes.
Okay, maybe I should have bought a box at Game Nation yesterday when they had
that seems ridiculous, right? Holy shit.
That's nuts. I haven't seen a $200 card. When was the last $200 card?
Ash was the highest rising card. since.
Apprentice Illusion Magician when the
Yeah,
election
but that,
was
that
Yeah.
only
wasn't
the
a
jump
real card.
promo.
That wasn't a real card.
I'm sorry, it's a jump promo.
No,
Yeah,
he means
like-
like used card by like actively humans.
Core set card.
Yeah,
Was
like it was Ash
Desires
Blossom.
never hit that.
No, it was Ash Blossom at like 180.
Ash Blossom. Yeah, I'll give you that one.
That's probably it was 2 years ago now, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Maximum
Max
Crisis.
Draco
Anyway.
came on that set.
So let's say the pull rate on Apprentice Illusion Magician is out of 2 in every 3 boxes.
You mean Magician Souls?
Yeah. Okay. Let's pretend we're being super generous and it's 2 out of every 3 boxes. The way you mathematically do the value of that box you're buying is return times probability of that return, right? So essentially, it's you have a 2/3 odds of getting a $180 card and a 1/3 odds of essentially pulling 0. That's the way it works in my head, right? So I'm just gonna do this really quick on my calculator and take 180 and multiply it by 2/3, and the price of the box is 120. So if you're telling me Magician Soul is $180 and you can buy the box for 100, then mathematically you probably should do it. But even then, I would still be kind of hesitant because I don't want to really risk that. But you could justify it to me.
Yeah,
right?
if you had that's fair. I completely agree. If you
But
bought 3
here's-
boxes,
Right. Now, here's the thing. If you don't pull Magician's Soul, you're screwed. And
Yeah.
what really makes the boxes worth something to me or worth the investment is the other cards that you can sell. The vendors of the world, they like sell the other cards, so it's fine. And they make their return that way. Like, cards that you can sell for $2-3 are value for vendors. For us, they're actually bulk. Like, I've seen
Yeah.
Ray pick out bulk. People return bulk. There's Dark Magicians in there that he's selling for $2-3, like hotcakes, on his online store that just you and I can't do anything with.
It makes a lot of sense because Joe's absolutely right. Because if you and I, the average person has 100 cards in bulk, well, what is it? Isn't like 100 cards equals $10? No, it's like 100 cards per dollar. For bulk is what
I think it's like a penny a card.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
a penny
so
a
it's
card,
100
3 cents, 3 cents per shiny.
Yeah, so cool. 100 commons is $1, right? But if Ray sells them even for 25 cents a common, because you're like, oh, I only need a set of this common. That's 75 cents. That's not a big deal. Well, it sounded like he just made $1 on 3 cards, where we would have to give him 100 cards to make $1.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's why people pick up all those like weird KGG pickups and shit because they're like, yeah, $30 for the lot, and you pull one card that's worth
Exactly.
30 or $20, and like you start trading for that stuff. It's like
and not even. I mean, like you do the other thing where you pull, oh cool, I got $1,001 card. Well, now I can sell it for $1,000, and you just plus. And so I get where Joe's coming from because it's like as a normal person, it doesn't make sense really, unless you're just a fan of it and you're paying for your own entertainment.
Right. So here's the other way. It's so you can if you're the kind of person that enjoys gambling and you enjoy the thrill of opening packs. I'm not really that person. I do enjoy opening packs, but it's not worth extra money to me, so I'm not doing it that way. The only other way it becomes worth it is if you have something else invested. Like if you're doing the regional grind and you want to play the best deck, and that best deck is Spiral right now, you need 3 Magician Souls, and you can't get them otherwise. You're opening boxes 100%, and it doesn't matter what they cost because it's worth it. Or if you're going to play, say you decided you wanted to play Zoo just before Maximum Crisis came out, buy a couple boxes because that way you can get a lot of the cards, right? Because it's harder to pick up the singles, and you could even, if you get lucky, save a bit of money. So I could see it in that sense, but I mean that hasn't happened for me in a long time because I played 3 decks over the last 6 years.
And I guess it really depends if you're looking for one card or archetype. So like with Zoo, a lot of the cards came in Raging Tempest. Now like a good amount of them. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't like you were chasing one card. So it's not like I'm chasing Magician Souls. It's like, oh, like I would say that the box is really good if you want to play Dark Magician and you have 0 cards. Because you can get Apprentice Illusion, you can get like regular DM, DMG, Circle, Nav, all the other cards you also need. Then it's a good investment. And if you pull Souls, you're just lucky.
Yeah. Do you remember? Was it Pendulum Evolution? That it was a structure deck in the OCG, and for us it was a side set.
Yep.
Like if you just bought a box of that, you had the whole deck.
Yeah.
So you were just buying the whole box. But
We
like,
did.
Say for example, say for example, you were a Draco player when Maximum Crisis. Like this is the best situation. If you're a Draco player when Maximum Crisis comes out, you're buying boxes because diagrams at the time were 120, right? And if you didn't hit diagram, you still had another chance at average.
So here's the funny story about this. This is literally what you're saying. I scrubbed out of a London regional and spent $300 on 3 special ed maximum crises and pulled no secrets out of 2.
I remember this.
And I went back to the place that I bought them from, and I was like, "Yo, I pulled no secrets," and they're like, "Yeah, it's not guaranteed. It's a chance of." And I'm like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah, you're just really unlucky." And I was like, "What?" I just spent like $200 on these 2, and I got nothing.
What secrets did you get?
No, I got none.
Oh, you said 2 of them you got none. You got a third one.
Oh, the third one I think I pulled like something else. Yeah, it would have been like Zark or something else. And this was money that I had gone to that event and sold 2 diagrams to start the event. Like the guy ran over when they were doing the talking as the round started because he couldn't find me until then. And he had gotten the 2 diagrams in my binder for like 90 each. Yeah. I remember sitting there while the guy was talking and him like running over me like, "Okay, here, take it." And I'm like, "Dude, just put the money in the binder and leave." And he was like, "Okay." And I'm like, "Dude." Oh man.
Yeah, because like I don't remember what set like has been that good where if you don't pull your card that you want, you at least have another chance of pulling like another good secret. That like, okay, now instead of 1 out of 8, I have 2 out of 8.
So it's not the set.
Savage Strike. I guess it'd be Savage Strike because you could either pull Extravagance or Phantasmic.
Yes, but that wasn't. It's not a main set. This is the like awkward part of the conversation. All the sets we're talking about that have done well or have made sense have been side sets.
Fine, I'll pull up an example that makes perfect sense.
No, you're right, Joe.
One, but the Necros one.
You're right about what you're saying. I'm just saying that like to answer Cody's question, the thing that we didn't invest in that I wished I had that money for, that would have made $14,000 of profit. I watched like all of MCO40's videos when he did this, and he's been doing it since. Is just like dumping money on the Megatins. Would have been like premium because every card out of a Megatin was worth more than $2 USD. Especially during the week they dropped. Because there are people
you gotta sell quick.
Huh?
The Beerus were 10s, but
they're still 10s. Yeah.
But everything else you basically have to have sold already. Otherwise
yeah. No, absolutely. But that's what I'm saying, like at the time, right? Like Dane was supposed to be, I even got it early. I got 2.5 cases early, cracked it all, opened it all, put up listings, put up pricing, basically planned around cards to go up and cards to go down. And like I was selling dings for 15, right? Like that's ridiculous that I was selling dings for 15 before Orcus was even like really a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And like the fanciest card out of there was no material or sign up mining. And even then, like I probably sold no materials for most 30 each. And then like sign up minings for like 20 US. Like, nah.
Like Nearstorm wasn't a great set when it got dropped, but now if you look back on it, it sounds pretty good. Ding, sign up mining.
No.
Cherubini.
Dogwood.
Cherubini. It was the spooky sister.
Dogwood. Yeah, that was the only one. Like that was the real hit or miss, right? It was Dogwood, and people being like, "This isn't gonna be useful. No one wants to gain life," and it's like, okay, I guess. Like, okay, I guess.
Yeah, because people are like, "Oh, it's the new Max C." Because every time your opponent special summons, you gain life. You're gonna have like 200,000 life. You'd be like, "Oh, I could just not special summon anymore."
True Draco.
Swing Dragon Hurrah, swing for King.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, so to go back to your point for the future, if Konami is listening, I will 110, 50 per million% buy sealed product.
Okay, that's fair.
If Konami isn't listening and people want to know whether it's a smart idea or not, I do have a video coming out about sealed versus single product, especially because of the changes. But to speak to it now, I will still, if you are limited in budget and specifically buying cards for you, and like Joe said, they're not available, then you're cracking boxes to open them. If not, absolutely try and find someone who doesn't want the card, who did open a box, and buy it from them. There's nothing wrong with that. Buy the card from someone else who doesn't see the value in it, because why would you spend $150 on a card when some random casual kid who opened a box with his buddy decides to pull a Magician Souls and offer it to someone else for $90? knows exactly who the player is and knows that he's really smart and he works for the store, but decides to say, hey, what about 90? You think 90 is okay? Joe, do you think selling Magician Souls for 90 is okay?
I don't know. I think I would take that.
Oh, I would take that too.
But whoever would sell Magician Souls for 90?
Yeah, who would sell Magician Souls for 90 like a pleb to one of the smartest people that play the game? God.
And
Goodness.
Joe wouldn't change a thing for you, Joe. You would just be like, nah, I'm still gonna buy singles if at all.
I mean, I'm sure there'll come a day where I decide I want a new deck, and it's not going to be Salad anymore, and maybe I just buy the boxes, but it's probably going to be a structure deck at that point too. So
The awkward, the awkward part is like, why would I buy any sealed product that wasn't the structures? Konami's done such a great job with their structure decks. Dinosaurs, Salamangreat, freaking even the Spellcaster one, the Pendulum one, yeah, that was freaking nuts, bro. Just make me structure decks. This shit all one's gonna be sick. It's gonna be playable out of the box, right? Like, we make a meme where we built these structure decks. Look at that Link one, poop, garbage, right? They're bits and pieces for us to use on our real decks. But they make a structure deck. Like, if they just made a new Dark Magician deck and Magician Souls came in it and everyone had to buy 3 of them to get the card they needed, of course they would sell.
Yeah.
Right? But no, they put it in a stupid side set and they're like, yeah, we put this card in here. We knew it was only going to be good for Dark Magician as an Ultra. And it's like, you're crazy, bro. You're freaking crazy.
Yeah.
Is it a coincidence that 2 out of the last 3 decks you've played in the last 6 years are fire-based decks?
I was going to say the same thing.
Yes, it is a coincidence.
You like fire?
I do like fire, but it's just fully a coincidence.
And the third deck, like one of the main monsters is a fire monster.
To be honest, the reason I played the 3 decks I did, which for anyone that doesn't know was Volcanics, Draco, and then Salad, it's because that's what I had access to. So when I started playing Volcanics, I had the cards. I played the deck in like 07 with Doomfire and crap, and I had 3 tins. So in whoop-de-doo, I was 10 years old at the time. But sorry, just mental blank.
It's okay.
2015 came out, and one of the worst sets of all time, I think it was Secrets of Eternity, had the common Volcanic Trap. And one of my buddies had pulled. I went to private school, so one of my buddies who just wanted boxes because he had money for boxes, opened a bunch. He's like, here, just have my common Blaze accelerators. And I was like, hey, it's sick. So I never bought my Blaze accelerators. The 25-cent card. And then I played it because that was the YCS that someone topped, right? Immediately after. And I spent the $50 on a Laval Ball chain, and I played the deck. And I played it for like 2 years. Eventually, Max Rarity did it. And then I was like, all right, time to stop being a scrub. I want my Nats invite. What do I have access to? And I was not a good player. Certainly not a good player then. I'm like mediocre now, but I certainly wasn't a good player then. And then I was like, okay, what do I have access to? And Dylan Fricker at the time sold me the Draco stuff that he had because he was playing that Pendulum Draco build. Mm-hmm. This was right after Masterpiece got banned. So the only reason I really played Draco was because Dylan sold me the core for like $30, and then lent me the Demise. So I didn't even have I didn't own the Demise for a while. So it was super cheap for me to get into the metagame because I still have to pick up a whole bunch of other crap like sphere modes. Mm-hmm. And then that way I could like invest my money into the regionals and stuff and actually like get better as a player. So the only reason I played Draco was because I had access to it and it was like easier to play. And then when I decided to play Salad, it was because you guys had just signed me to the team and I was like, okay, I have access to this now. That's thing one. And thing two, it's the easiest of the next tier up for me to learn. When I was playing Volcanics, it was like, what is the next tier up for me to learn that is the easiest? And it was Draco. It wasn't going to be Goki combo. I wasn't going to learn combo deck, right? Because the only combo I knew was fucking you had Scapegoat and Unmoral. That was the only combo I'd ever learned in my life. I wasn't going to learn the U-Link or the Gunblood Link, right? So then I was like, okay, Draco, great. And then I wanted, okay, what's a step up from Draco? Well, it's going to be an actual meta deck where I learn real interactions with hand traps because I'd never played a hand trap before. And I was like, okay, I guess it's Salad. And now I've been playing Salad ever since Worlds ended was the first locals I played without it.
So Joe, I was just going to make a joke and just say, are you playing them because you're hot? And then you actually give a bunch of explanation.
That's a funny way. Oh my god. That's
You're
actually
welcome.
hilarious. Well, what a good way to end the podcast. Yo, I can't believe I did that shit, bro. Okay, thank you guys so much for listening to this podcast. If you've listened to it on a bus, if you listen to it while you're waiting for your judge, if you're listening to it while you are on the subway, in the
Potty.
car, on the
Or
pooper,
buying sealed product.
buying sealed products, sorting your cards, or selling cards online. Shouts out to everyone that knows Carver Cravings. If you don't know us, subscribe for more quality content. We make deck profiles, discussion videos, vlogs, and everything else that you possibly could love. Let us know what you think about this episode in the comments below. And if you're wondering what you would do, we want to know what you would do if you would buy sealed or single product. Let us know in the comments below.